All right, Aquarius or Cross Watcher, this message is for you, my loves. Thank you guys for being here with me. You can also reverse this. This could be someone else on the outside of you, and it may or may not resonate with everyone watching this video. But what I'm getting in yours is a very specific message, it seems. I'm picking up on someone here who probably has pissed off a few people. I think they're in a relationship. This person has probably pissed off a person they're with. Boy, it's so nosy outside this house. I mean, it is noisy. Did I say nosy or noisy? You hear that? I don't know if that's translating on the video, but it's like a lot going on. Oh my God. Ay, Dios mío. Unless that's wind. I hate getting distracted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and the reason I mean pissed off sounds a little harsh here, but maybe. And the only reason I say that is because I think this is an individual who's kind of like, they don't really know what they want. They're living one reality right now. Do you know that's okay? Even if it's you, it doesn't matter. That's okay to not know what you want. That's okay to be at a place where you don't know what you want. You know what I mean? How do you figure out what you want? By being in between and having to make a decision. You know what I mean? You ever go to the grocery store and not know what you want until you figure out what you want? We do it every day, and then we get mad at people for doing it when it comes to other people. You know, it just depends on if somebody makes it like a habit or they're doing it intentionally to play games. Now that's different. It has to do with someone's intentions here, someone's motives. I don't feel someone has bad intentions. That's what I'm going to say. Now, all of you watching, have you dealt with someone who's not known what they want and they have had bad intentions? Probably. I'm almost guaranteeing it. But but not this person. For whatever group of you I'm picking up on, my love. Mm-mm. Or you, not you. It's just that somebody here has been pulled this way and that. And I actually picked up on a song by Alex Clare. I was hearing it before I started this video. Alex Clare. He was like, which way is right? Basically the lyrics are, which way is right, which way is wrong. Too close. You ever heard that song? He's like, it feels like I'm just too close to love you. Let me look this up. Too Close, Alex Clare lyrics. I love his voice. I haven't listened to his music in a while, but he has a really amazing voice. All right, let me read the part that was standing out to me because I think this is what someone's going through. Like, you know, they've made a decision possibly to live whatever life they're living now. I think because they thought this is what they wanted. At times they still feel it's what they want, but their deepest heart, I'm telling you, does not. They want something else. They may have even wanted someone they've already encountered and dealt with, but maybe that person was kind of going through the same thing, you know? Maybe this is someone here who has a family who kind of settled and, you know, chose a specific life, and this person feels as if they have to do that too or something. Like there's still a part of programming in this person, and I can have empathy for that because we're all fucking programmed and we're all trying to unlearn. We're all trying to unplug, at least hopefully, you know, we all at least should. You may be at a way higher spiritual level than this person, okay, vice versa. And it doesn't mean you're better, it doesn't mean they're better if it's them. It's just someone here could be at a higher level spiritually. They've already kind of went through these things, whereas somebody here is, you know, they've had maybe a couple of ascensions. I do think they've had some, and whatever they're about to go through is going to cause another one. And so it's not necessarily they made the wrong decision in what they're doing, it's they needed it to elevate to what they're about to experience. But right at this moment, I don't believe this is someone who knows what they should do because their ego is in the way, which we need ego. We never get rid of ego until we're gone from this planet. But their programming is in the way, and then their spiritual self, their soul on the inside is pulling in a different direction. So they're kind of like being ripped apart, you know what I mean? They're being ripped to shreds spiritually. You guys ever experienced that? I have a shit ton of times. And I'm just like, oh yay, when's my next one, Spirit? I don't want to know. Give me a break. Give me a good break before I do it again, please. You know, I mean, Oh my God, there was one year I went through so many, like back to back. That was seriously, I don't know how I'm here. I mean, there's a lot of things that's happened to me that I don't know how I'm here. I don't know how I'm still on this planet. It's every day is like a miracle to me. I'm not kidding. You know, you've heard of big miracles happening, but I mean, I truly have experienced my own miracles, and I'm just grateful every day to be here. I could cry. Okay, here we go. Which way is right? Which way is wrong? How do I say that I need to move on? You know, we're headed separate ways. And it feels like I am just too close to love you. There's nothing I can really say. I can't lie no more. I can't hide no more. I gotta be true to myself. It feels like I'm just too close to love you. You've given me more than I can return, and yet there's so much you deserve. There's nothing to say, nothing to do. I've nothing to give. I must live without you. You know we're headed separate ways. Somebody could have tried to convince themselves of this and like force themselves to move on from something or someone, and then they kind of rushed into something else possibly, or went back to something else and decided to make permanent decisions, and I think they're regretting it. They've done this a couple of times. It's like a pattern. This person's done this. I've done that too. I've been there. I cannot judge this person. You know, I feel like people have, though. You know, either this is you, people have judged you, maybe the person themselves, your family, their family, whoever, friends, social media, or vice versa. But it's like, guys, how do we know what we need to do until we experience these hiccups, until we experience it? You know what I mean? Like, we have to. It's just part of it. Like, God, you know what I mean? Like, people have to learn and grow and make decisions. And so someone's made decisions and they haven't realized yet that they've been on a loop, you know. And let me give an example of being on a loop. So a loop that I experienced, I experienced several loops. We've discussed so many of them, especially in my Aquarius messages, because for some reason I sit here and I just have like a therapy session with you guys. You know what I'm talking about? I used to always go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship to, I'm not even kidding. Like, can you imagine not only how that made people feel who I left, just like, did I mean anything to you? But also, I had no clue what I was doing. And like, how did I even have the energy for that? This is why I really enjoy, well, one of the main reasons I really enjoy, there's a lot. I enjoy being single. I don't know if I would ever get into a relationship again, if I would ever get married again. I don't know. And I don't want to say no, because usually what you resist will, God or whoever you believe in, but in my case, God will have a funny little way of making sure they place it right in front of you to see just how adamant you are about something. You know? So I don't want to say either way with most things. Sometimes I can, but in this area, no. However, I was like a serial dater. I'm not kidding. Like, I couldn't be alone, and I would never see it that way, that I couldn't be alone. And in fact, in my mind, I was like, I don't need anybody, but yet I always had somebody. You know what I mean? I felt like that was now this is not to diminish people who have like stayed with someone and they've never really had a single life. Not everybody is here for the same reason. But I had a pattern, a clear cycle that I was in repeat, and I had to break out of it. It was like the butterfly effect. I was reliving the same thing, or like the movie Vantage Point, just like constantly. And God's placing me in all these different scenarios and situations so that I could freaking wake the hell up, my dumb ass, and see what I was doing. And it took, like, in every situation got harder and harder and worse and worse and worse. I'm not kidding. Worse and worse and worse. And my addictions got worse and worse and worse, because I was just trying to outrun something. I was just trying to outrun really myself. I was trying to outrun my lessons. You know, I didn't even know that these were the things I was doing. I was unconscious about it. I wasn't aware. And now that I can step out of it and look into it, into what I was and how I was being, how I was living on this planet, I can see why I experienced a lot of the things I did. And boy, if I could go back I mean, you know, people say if I could go back, I never would because I wouldn't be who I am today. I would fucking definitely go back. I would absolutely go back. You fucking kidding me? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I'm happy that I am where I'm at today spiritually. There's so many other areas that are being worked on in my life, but spiritually, I feel amazing. I feel amazing, and I have so far to go. So I can't even imagine how much more amazing I will feel if I keep surrendering to the process and not allowing myself to continually be programmed and do things that I feel like I need to do, I should do, and come from places of, you know, trauma and programming. You see what I'm saying? But there's so much more that I have to see about myself. And I just can only imagine that if and when I ever do open my heart in that way romantically, you know, if that's even my path. Again, I want to be open. Right now I say no, but you never know. I will be so pure for someone because all of that, it's like cleaning a pot. I'm seeing somebody, thank you God, I'm seeing a vision now. I love visions. It helps me get out what I'm trying to say. I'm seeing somebody in the kitchen now trying to scrape a pot. You know how it's like you've left something cooking for too long before you start it and it's kind of stuck to the bottom of a pot and you need like a Brillo pad or something like that, a scrub daddy. And you just kind of, because you really need to get that off. And sometimes you have to let it soak. And I feel like someone's in their soaking. It sounds kind of gross to put it like that, but you know what I mean? Someone's in their soaking phase right now. From this point forward, we're going to get into your bonus. Your bonus is just going to be a continuation, more like an extension of this message. Thank you guys for your love and support and the views that you guys have been giving me. So I'm going to give back to you. This will be your bonus / extension. Anyway, so yeah, somebody's in their like soaking phase. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Soaking phase. Where this person has a very beautiful soul. I feel like they love, and they love openly. This is a very open lover, and you hear that and you want to go, oh, what do you mean? That means they're non-committal. That means they're not really loyal. No, it's not true. Listen to teachings of Ram Dass. Ram Dass was a very open lover, loved everyone. Muji loves everyone, you know what I mean? Just like love. And I mean, I can't even wrap my head around that because like there's some people who do some fucking awful things in this world, and I don't know how I could even find a place to love them. And that's, I don't know, maybe that's something I have to experience and like go through, and I don't know. So clearly I've got a lot to uncover still. But when I say this, what I mean by that is whoever someone has right now, why do I keep hearing permanent decision? Permanent decision. Permanent decision to me would be like having children with someone, or continually having children with someone, or owning property with someone, even though that's not really permanent, but it causes more of a long-term, opening a business with someone, marrying someone, things like that, like a permanent, maybe tattooing their name on you or something. I mean, things along the lines of it's going to be a lot harder to cut those energetic ties. And this is what someone has done. Either they went and got with someone right away after, you know, something didn't work out with someone that they really loved, or they went back to someone, or you, whoever this is. But again, no judgment, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to learn. And so this person is in the phase right now, or in the situation spiritually, where they're about to be scrubbed clean. And it's all happening internally. I don't know if they're even sharing these things on the outside, but if they are with someone, this person can feel it. There could even be a little bit of tension. There could be some, you know, just there's a lot going on. Honestly, this poor person is, I've been there a lot, actually. It's not a fun place to be, you know, for anyone involved, but especially the person who's about to make the transition and the change. Watch Scorpio. I feel like Scorpio could also be connected to this here. But, yeah, because, you know, the scrubbing, imagine if the pot had feelings, it would hurt, you know? I mean, I feel like this person here, though, because they are a person, it's hurting because they don't really want to hurt anyone. They just are discovering themselves. That's it. This would be like, when we get older and we leave our families and we decide to make our own decisions and our family doesn't agree. It's like we don't want to hurt them. We just want to be us. It'd be like if you came out to your family and you're like, but this is what I choose. But you also know that maybe your family has certain beliefs and it would hurt them. You don't want to hurt them, but ultimately you're hurting yourself by not following your heart, making your own choice, your own decision, but by instead doing things just because everybody else accepts it. You get what I'm saying? So like someone here is in a very, very difficult place. I feel like there are people in this person's environment though that they're well supported. There are a few people, it could be in their family, that do support them, but it could also be toxic too, to a degree where you ever have those family members or even friends that could do this, where they, no matter who you're with, they're like, I support you no matter what. But then what if you're with somebody who's like, what if you're living a lie? And what if the person closest to you or somebody in your family or your bestest friend ever knows this about you and you've expressed to them how you feel and what's really going on the inside? I mean, what kind of person really are they though if they're not going to tell you, hey, I don't want you to stay somewhere just because you're afraid of hurting people or because of money. You're telling me one thing and I'm seeing you actually in pain. I'm seeing your soul in pain. I see into your eyes. I know you're living a certain existence on the outside, but I see into your eyes. I see through the photos. I see through the postures and the poses together. I see through all of that. I also know you because you've opened yourself to me, and I can see on the outside looking in what you're having a hard time gripping onto, although I'm hearing what you're telling me, and I don't want to just, I want you to know I support you. But when I'm hearing you tell me things like this, whatever someone's telling somebody here, it's like, it could be their mother they're telling, or one of their sisters or aunts or brothers, or I don't know, they're telling somebody something, best friend. It's like this person, there are people in their environment who may be like supportive and like, yeah, look at the happiest family ever, and oh, it's so cute, I've never seen you so happy, but it's like, but they're not though. And the people who are closest to this person or you, they know you or this person, whoever this is, they know this person, somebody is not really happy. And that honestly, if people were being honest with this individual, they would encourage them to maybe take some time out to be single and alone so that they can discover more clearly what it is and who it is and where it is they want to be. This could be someone who's living a whole life right now with someone and thinking, well, I've already made these permanent decisions, so, but it's like their heart is really truly in love with someone else. Or maybe they're really, really confused and they don't know what to decide. I've been there too. And it's like, you love both of them. Maybe you're not in love with both of them, but you love both of them in the sense you don't want them to hurt. You're not a cruel fucking person. You don't want people to hurt, but your heart is very open and you love. So what do you do? Where do you factor in that is what I want to know. It's all about, all I'm hearing here, or vice versa, where do they factor in all this? All I'm hearing is, but I love this person, but I love this person, and I want this life, and I love my family, and but it's like, where do you love you? We need to get to that first, and then everything else will start to clear up. The fog will start to dissipate. It'll start to go away. We need to get to, what about you, my love? And don't tell me you know you love you. Not if you haven't had time with you alone. If you haven't had time with you, yourself and you, like Toby Keith, rest in peace. I want to talk about me, want to talk about I, want to talk about number one. Oh, my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. Oh, I like talking about you usually. But occasionally, we should talk about me. Occasionally, y'all need to talk about you. If this is you, vice versa. feel like I got hairs flying everywhere now that I did that little Jimmy jig. Fuck, Jimmy jig. Yeah, it's like somebody needs time alone. They need time to be single and discover themselves. I believe that's my belief, you know, truly. And I don't think they should put a time limit on it. I think that they should be able to do what they want and not feel pressured by anyone. Will they be pressured? Abso-fucking-lutely. Will they be shamed? Will they be hated? Will they anger people? Will they piss people off? Abso-fucking-lutely. Will you if it's you? Absolutely. But it's not about that, okay? It's about what is authentic about any of this out here. If you can't even have enough quality time with you in here, it will always be a show and a play. This is so important. I would have ruined every relationship I got, and I would have continued. I would have continued to allow them to ruin me. I would have continued to truly believe and think I was happy in every single one of them, and truly think and believe that every single one of them was the one, until I ultimately destroyed myself completely and left this earth. Had I not taken time to figure out who the fuck I even am, who the fuck am I? I'm still uncovering her. Still. And I'm not going to rush that for damn near nobody. And people who respect you and have open hearts will love and admire you for that. And then you'll have people that'll hate you for it too, and they'll say a lot of things about you and say that you're non-committal and you're a player and whatever. It doesn't matter what they say. You know what caused me to step away from all that though, or otherwise I would have kept doing it, is my addictions. And I would have just kept getting worse than my addictions because I was running from myself by jumping into relationships and always being in relationships and always saying, I mean, I literally thought like I was so complete in each and every one of them in my own way, and that each and every one of them I was getting a little bit closer to finding the one or the twin flame that I used to believe in and all that. You know what I'm saying? No offense if you still do. It's just where I'm coming from in I place. It's just like, no. And so I had to damn near almost die from alcoholism and made so many awful decisions, which I have openly talked about on national television. Completely fucking humiliating, awful, degrading, self-degradation, just awful fucking shit. Things that definitely aren't, they don't make me look good. Okay? Because it's not about that. I have to be authentic, and what authentic was I? I wasn't fucking authentic at all. What even was that? I feel like I was living a completely different life. Emphasis on the first part. Life. It was a lie. Every single fucking bit of it was a lie. And now that I'm out of it, I can actually look back and be like, oh, I actually really did love that person. It doesn't mean I want to be back with them. It just means I really cared about it for who they are. Or, oh, well, what the fuck was I thinking? And not like, oh, that's a bad person, go, you know, but just like, no, absolutely not. I mean, I'm glad I learned my lessons. You know, I definitely learned a lot from that person and things like that. And hopefully they learned from me. I don't know, but I would never want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? This is an individual, whether it's you, Aquarius, cross-watcher, or someone on the outside of you, who I believe seems, maybe whether anybody's verbalizing this or not, like a train wreck to people closest to them and their outside family, even the people who are acting like they support them in every relationship they get in. They're like, oh, you're the best. And it's like, did you just say that about everybody? Like, why don't somebody tell me the fucking truth for once? Tell me the fucking truth. Well, I'll tell you the fucking truth. I'm going to tell you right now. Be single. And if this isn't you, they need to be single. Whoever this person is, will they listen? I don't know, because they have to make their own decisions. I think someone's on the precipice. I think someone is soaking in that pot spiritually, and they're eventually, like, if you leave pot water long enough, put a little Dawn in it, a little bit of water, and you leave it on a counter for long enough, that shit's going to start to mold too. You got to clean that shit eventually. It's already lifted that shit up. It's ready to be scrubbed and put in the fucking cabinet. Or you can leave it there. I think somebody they're leaving themselves soaking. They're neglecting themselves because they're trying to make everybody else around them happy. And eventually, this is a good thing. This is a fucking good thing for them, for you. Because when this happens, Eventually, it's gonna have to be either thrown the fuck out or cleansed, washed, scrubbed clean. This is a good thing that this is happening, that someone is avoiding the inevitable, that they've been avoiding themselves, that they've been avoiding what they need to do and facing this cycle that they've been on repeat in. This is a good thing. They're at a place where they're probably going to have a pretty rude awakening, but I think it's going to set somebody free. It's going to blow them wide the fuck open. Or it could make them crumble. But I feel like I don't believe it. I feel it in my soul from experience. If someone is, I could cry. If someone is open and willing to receive and they want deliverance, they'll be granted deliverance. If this person's soul truly doesn't want deliverance and they're suffering on this planet and they don't want to be here, it could be their demise. I mean, they choose. You choose. But I truly feel it in my core that, I mean, look at me. Look what the fuck I did. You know what I'm saying? I literally thought I would fucking die, guys. I was told by doctors. Like, not only that, my whole life resembled death. Like, everything was just rot. Everything was just, like, nothingness, emptiness, darkness, shadow, blackness, soot, ashes, dying. Truthfully. Like, every day living in a fucking grave. I look back at that girl and I just want to pick her up and fucking love on her. I talked to you guys before about one of my Reiki sessions that I have, which is crazy because I heard that, I haven't seen it, but I heard that Jennifer Lopez just put out a new like movie or something of her like This Is Me Now. And I saw a tiny clip on TikTok of where she like hugged her former self, and I was like, man, see, if I had the money to do that, I would have put that out, because I literally, you can watch my old videos, okay? I put it out that one of my first Reiki sessions ever, I saw myself, I think when she was down here on my solar plexus, I saw myself as a little girl. I was younger than the one in that clip, though, that the movie did of, you get what I'm saying? That girl was probably like 10, 11. But in my vision, I was a little girl, and I walked outside of this house and I picked myself up as the me now and carried myself back inside. I basically mothered myself. I loved myself. I loved on the little girl in me, the child in me that I've been neglecting for so fucking long because I was looking for some sort of completion outside of her. Nothing has made me feel more loved than learning to mother myself, to nurture and care for myself. Nothing. I enjoy being a mother better, an actual mom. I enjoy being on this planet better. I enjoy being a daughter better, a sibling better. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy my life better, this existence on this planet, by having taken the time to grieve me, to grieve everything. To scold myself, to reprimand myself, to address my fucking self, to love myself, to nurture her, to forgive her. And I'm still fucking doing it. We got a long way to go. This is the message today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoy you being here with me, and I want to thank you again and again and again for your love and support and your kindness. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you later. Bye.